Hey guys, what's up? How you all guys doing? And today's video is gonna be all about how I do my mix down and mastering. It's gonna be a short video and let's get started. First, we're gonna dive straight into Serum, which most of the people just like us do sound design or do their own stuff. So let's pick up some random wavetable, let's say monster, and let's do a quick. Let's do a quick FM from B. And now let's do some. And now let's just put some OTTs out there. So let's put this around 500, and one's gonna be on 500, the other's gonna be on. I think I'm not gonna touch this around, or maybe let's just do 150, and the time's gonna be around 10. Now, I don't basically use saturator. I'll use the G clip. Mostly I do use that. So so where's that? Okay. So it's not loud. As you can see, I can usually like visually can see that like my basses are totally weak. Also, I didn't use the post processing. Yeah. You can like now let's like before like using a saturator or maybe the G clip, let's straight into FX also. Distortion a little bit, not much. And the most biggest mistake what you guys do is you just crank up this all the way to 16 unison, and you also just use the hyper dimension like around here or something like that. And now let's say, and also I'm gonna use a little compressor here. So I'm gonna give a little short example to everyone. So here's the biggest example of all of this stuff. Like as you can see, now I have EQ also, so I'm gonna demonstrate this straight away. I'm gonna cut the all low end, and as you can hear, there is a bit of like um comms type noises, that like combi type of noise coming if you're using comms. So that, and as you can see on my coloration meter, it's like dipping towards like -50, around -30ish, which is really bad, and this is called phasing out, like literally. This is literally phased out. And now if you can like, if I just play this in context, it will sound so bad. Okay, let's put some sub on also. And as you can see, as you can see, if when I just like put out the sub, it start dipping towards like a little bit to right, which is like the sub at the end is, sub is always being at mono side, but by using these to like 16 unison, the sub is also getting cancelled out. Because of that, like if I just turn this down to like around 1, back to 1, as you can see, it started to, like, let's disable this hyperdimensional. This is completely mono now. There is no side signals, and there's a preset in it called mid side. If you just go to factory ROM, it just here called mid side stereo. So this is completely mono, and because there is no sides in it, so I'll suggest you guys to just try to like make a preset and don't go to like whole of this like effects part. Sometimes I use like third-party stereoizer, but sometimes I don't.
Here comes a bloody bomb!
What else you can do? Let's just put these back to 16, put these on. What else you can go do is like you can go to global, and right beneath like range there is width, which you can just turn down. So as you can hear, there is still a bit of thing going on, but it's not getting like phased out. So you can either like turn it down to around 250 around. So you can do this also, and there are so many other ways like that also, and you can like use the detuner a little lesser. Let's say just use on 5, turn this down a bit, so it's just getting into mono compatible sound, or a mono compatible like a wave, like a preset. Or you can just turn this down to around like 5. So there's so this is now if I just turn back, I have just played with my mids right now, and I have just like fixed my mono like the phasing issue while just cutting out 190 around 200 hertz. So now it feels like it's fixed, and it's on like around to my right, which is a good signal. So that means it's on the good side.
Clear to engage all targets.
Just try to use like visual MIDI instead of MIDI. Just do the visual waveform thing, because you can find out like if your waveform is not too thin, to just like what, I don't know what that thing called, but if you, this is my waveform right now, and it's literally bad, so bad. So now I will go to G clip. Let's say I'll put 10 dB, and it's in the better position. Now it's in better position. Like as you can see, before it was too thin, and if I just play in context, it sounds cleaner. Also at the same time, it sounds like in a position to, you can like mix it out. Second method about the 250 hertz like notch cut, which I heard from like Virtual Riot in a stream. Like if you just use the notch filter out to around 250, because in that particular area, your kick and your snare and your sub is going to like, not the sub, actually kick and snare is gonna like stand out and give you more punchy feel from like to the drums, like when the drums hit. So like before and after. So as you can hear, like a bit difference in snare and in my spectrum, as you can see, and in Virtual Riot, and like now let's move into what I was talking about in context and in more depth. Like this is Virtual Riot preset, and if I just cut again 200 hertz, this is literally in towards like it is really wide, but it's not dipping towards the left, like around -30 or -50, which is the great thing. Like he made the preset, and when he just um like resample it out, it is still it is still in like position of like mono compatible without the sub. So this is the technique which I have learned from like that I have like used in many tracks and on many remixes out. And this is the great thing when you will hear on another on your other systems and your other headphones. It will just give you an experience that your mix and your mastering sounds very bad because of this reason. So, and with the sub, as you can see, there is a dip between 180 and 190 around until like 200 or 250 stuff. So if I play with drums, so this is the better example, as you can see, which will like improve your mixes. And I would suggest not to use anything on your mastering except this. I have this Oscillos Megascope, which is actually showing me my mastering and my final waveform, which is when I if I just like if I was using this like if my wave is like that, and I think it is very loud by Midi, but when I see this on the oscilloscope, it's showing me like this whole thing is actually so thin, like if you can see, only my drums are like picking up the frequencies and stuff, like, but not this. So this is the thing. So oh, sorry. So with like mono compatible, if you're hearing like it sounds good in mono, it will definitely sound good in like stereo also. So this is the thing. This is all I can like define you in how to mix and mastering. I would suggest not to put anything on your master until your mix sounds good. If your mix like sounds like I can, let's say I will put something really, let's say let's say if I'm saying if I want like if I want like more of like highs and lows if I want to like what do you say? Just cream a little bit of cream. I'll just use a major, and I'm not gonna do like okay, one thing more I'm gonna say here about is there anything wrong? If you just like cancel whole of your most of the people also use a major and they just like put these towards like minus 100 because they want to do they want to like cancel their uh I mean they want to like mono their um the whole 100 hertz part to 30 to 100 hertz, which is not bad. But I think if you already did in your mix, if you already did it in your mix and you're still doing in your master, it will sounds bad in like in context like with this. And if I just don't do that, it will sounds quite better. You can do it either ways, like you can do a little bit of that, like let's say I want you to do minus 60 or around that. So it's good as you can see on the sides. On the sides, where's the sides? Let's solo. Wait, it's not soloed for some reason. Oh, now it's soloed. So if I just turn this to minus 100, it will sound little. With the sound, you can like if you have good headphones, you can like probably like hear it out. Otherwise, no, like without like touch. It sounds a little full, and if I just pull this down around like let's say 50 or 40, however, like you're not taking away too much of your sides, which is like the thing. You don't need to like take out your whole sides. It will sound so bad. Don't do that. And also like another thing, if I was talking about the creaming stuff, like let's say if you see here, so if you see that this thing is not, let me just loop it out because I don't want to go again and again. So so as you can see, this is in a good form. Like I don't want to do like put my like mid highs to like till like it's like this is like literally red means it's like phasing and it's around towards the bad position of your sample, and you don't want to do this type of thing like people used to do, like bring the mid highs to around like 24 and 30, which is really bad because you're doing that in your master in your final mastering session. You can do that if you want to do that. You can like put it out and just do that in your specifically on your in your sample like that, but don't do anything like that on mastering. You can do a little bit, let's say around this or around 2.5, but don't overdo like till 20 or 17, 18. Just do like a little bit of touch. And on like highs, as you can see, my highs are pretty much pretty much good. But if I want to make a little bit more, let me see. Yeah, it's in better position, but in context now. My sub is also good, sitting around like minus 6 dB. So this is all I can say. What else you can do? And if you want to if you want to see your final, like your final mix or mix down or mastering thing, you can just use the resample and see. So as you can see, this whole thing is my mix because the sub with this thing is also same. It's not cutting, it's not doing anything. It's just the same. So you can do either that or however you like it. But it's all about, I'll suggest not to use too much MIDI information until you don't know that. But I'll suggest to resample your thing if you're making anything from any sound design from like uh Serum or something. Just visually just resample it out and see if it's like good, and compare it with other producers samples or their track by using, by cutting like 100, by cutting their lows and sees if their thing is like messing or not, and just try to like copy their frequencies and stuff, all I can say. And then just compare it with your mix. That's all I can say. But don't overdo anything. Don't like, if the other producer have like their highs are a bit too much aggressive and you think you can copy that in like, in general, when you hear it on other speakers, club speakers, car speakers, or on other headphones, it will sound really trash and bad. And also I'll suggest to download this band by Voxengo. Is free. And that's all I want to like tell you about the mix and mastering. And I hope you guys like it. If you guys like it, make sure to subscribe and like, and I will see you guys later. And also I want to say, like, please just tell me what else I can do. On 500 subscribers, I'm gonna do a cool dubstep bass not the presets, actually. It's gonna be the sample pack, which is really crazy. It's like literally, you will never ever heard these type of basses from other producers, I bet. And in the end, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.